I had a really disturbing encounter yesterday. I was at our local Amish market when I encountered a woman in her early 20s who was wearing a see-through lace bra with nothing else covering it. I saw multiple men, even men who were with their wives, sneaking prolonged stares at her chest. This is the 6th time in recent weeks that I have seen extremely revealing or profanity-stamped clothing in public, and yesterday I reached my limit. I found myself becoming angry, so when the opportunity presented itself, I leaned into this woman's face and said, "Why don't you put some clothing on?" Now, I don't know what I expected her reaction to be, but what I got wasn't it. She didn't seem rattled or embarrassed. She didn't pull back from the creepy guy invading her space. Instead, she responded with a single syllable that has grim implications for the future of our culture. She said simply, "Why?" I was shocked by her brazenness, and stammered that she was being extremely inconsiderate to the men and boys who would be stirred up by seeing such things. She replied that exposing herself was natural, that men and boys are surrounded by such things nowadays, and that she thought it was terrible that I thought that way. Now, I often have trouble thinking and talking at the same time in the best of situations. In encounters like this one, I usually don't think of good responses until later. So here are some things I wish I had said. I wish I had replied that nudity may be natural, but so are STDs, unwanted pregnancies, pornography addictions, rape, murder, pestilence, earthquakes, cancer, and many other things that no rational person would call good. Natural often does not mean desirable. I wish I had pointed out that what she was doing was extremely inconsiderate to women, because no wife who has the slightest understanding of what it's like to have a male sex drive wants her husband exposed to that. I wish I had asked her how she will feel when she is older and her husband stares at nearly naked 20-year-old girls. I wish I had asked her if she really believes that mothers pushing their children around in grocery carts want a 3D porn show suddenly confronting them from around a corner without warning. I wish I had pointed out that parents can filter what their children see on television, online, and in school, but that they can't control what comes at them in public. That's why standards of public decency are indispensable to a civilized society. This woman's narcissistic, liberated peep show deprives parents of their ability to protect their children. And it turns out that what they need to be protected from is her. I wish I had thought to ask her what she thinks causes some little boys to grow up to be rapists. Because, until the internet allowed access to an infinite amount of graphic pornography, virtually every rapist that was arrested was found with a box full of pornography in his closet. But in this situation, what I lacked in eloquence, I made up for in tenacity. I kept after her, repeatedly imploring that she think about things from other people's points of view. But she assured me she did not need to think about it. After I had annoyed her for about 90 seconds, she left the market. The thing that really rattled me, though, is that she seemed unflappably calm in her certainty that she owed no consideration to anyone around her. Her conscience seemed seared or stunted, and she displayed an unnatural confidence that I can only assume came from years immersed in the self-esteem movement, a confidence in her own unassailable rightness. But she did leave the market, and that brings me to my last point. When you see someone like this who is testing society for a reaction, you must say something. It is uncomfortable and somewhat risky, but it is up to us, because 999 out of 1,000 people will remain silent and simply steer away with a vague feeling that this can't be a positive development. You must say something, and say it boldly, because silence will be taken as approval. You probably won't win them over, and you don't have to be eloquent or even articulate, but you must express your disapproval, because if enough of us make them feel bothered, most of them will give up the idea as too much trouble. But if we do not speak up now, these self-absorbed children will turn our public places into Sodom and Gomorrah inside of a decade. Thanks for watching.